Hello there. I'm Robert.
And I'm Vanessa.
I'm Travis.
And we are late to the party, and it's another intergalactic edition of Better Late Than Never. And all good things must come to an end, at least when it comes to the Rebel Alliance. They struck and ran away. Not sort of, they partied first, didn't give Chewbacca his medal, but then they ran away. And that is what I love about Star Wars.
Yeah.
The story continues, and guess what? Things do not always go according to plan.
Because now the Empire has decided to strike back.
Absolutely, and they are striking back with a vengeance when it comes to Star Wars. Hailed as the best Star Wars movie of all time by many, understandably so. And Empire Strikes Back was definitely one that resonates with all of us in terms of perfect storytelling and getting down to the reality of sometimes evil triumphs because good is stupid.
So after the huge success of Star Wars, they released Empire Strikes Back and officially called it Episode 5, which then made everyone go, huh, in the crawl.
Right.
This movie was released May 21st, 1980, had a bigger budget of $18 million versus the $11 million New Hope had.
Right.
And made $538.4 million at the box office.
$500 million is a lot of money back at that time. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, basically. Especially coming, I mean, even though it didn't feel as like big and grand as A New Hope was, it still did make a lot of money.
Absolutely, and the critically acclaimed aspect of it, with Irvin Kershner coming in to direct it, made it just much more powerful.
Critics didn't love the movie at first.
No.
It was a slow burn for people to decide.
Have you watched like the Siskel and Ebert review of Empire Strikes Back where they battled this guy about who's just going all out against Star Wars?
No, we'd have to check it out.
But let's take a look at the Empire Strikes Back retro reaction.
Luke Skywalker and Han Solo rescued the princess, destroyed
The music is more...
It's
so Star Wars now.
It's so serial. Like, on the next episode.
Yeah.
Now, the creators of the
3PO said we would freeze that
the next
moment.
episode in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh no. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh snap.
Continuing story of our band of heroes. Luke Skywalker, Princess
In despair,
Han
frightened,
Solo,
angry,
C-3PO,
concerned,
R2-D2,
happy.
and Chewbacca.
Oh no, what happened to 3PO?
Lando Calrissian.
New
It's
characters.
an epic of romance.
Romance? These are...
Oh snap.
No! Oh.
Romance.
Of heroes.
They gotta add that in there. Oh no, what's happening to him?
Oh, so amazing.
Oh no.
Yep.
They cross
Love the music that's in it.
to unknown worlds.
Gets you pumped up, hype. Ready for the next episode.
So much. Love that. I've seen a Lobot in there too.
Against oppression.
Ah, delete scene.
A big, new, sprawling space adventure in the Star Wars saga. The Empire Strikes Back.
There we go again.
Coming to your galaxy
Ooh.
next summer.
Darth Vader's helmet in the background. Transparent, staring you down. So, yes.
Ominous breathing.
And you get a little bit of that John Williams score finally because Star Wars has an identity by now.
Yeah.
It fits in. But it's all the music from the first movie because, yes, he strikes it and kills it again with the music in Empire Strikes Back.
But it also makes sense, you know, you kind of want to up your trailer because this is the second one. It's like, what are you going to do? Because everyone loved the first one. So it's like, how are we going to play into this one now? And it's
kind of like a similar thing, though, with the whole Star Wars logo coming towards you, the whole title page. But a lot more action, a lot more upbeat, makes me more excited to see this film.
Right.
More so than A New
Even
Hope.
with the music, too, you're like, because people are familiar with that music from the first one, so you're like, yeah, I'm ready for this. Let's go. We got the Empire Strikes Back. What's going to happen?
We might be a little biased because we know and love this song so much and we're watching. We're like, yeah, it's awesome. Back then, I still would probably have seen this movie based on this trailer, mostly because I saw.
I mean, I was gonna say I would probably see this movie because I saw the first one at the time, and then you're like, oh, there's another one coming out. Now we get to see more of the story. Let's go ahead and do it. Based off of like I never saw the first one, and I'm kind of looking at Empire Strikes Back. I would still see it because you do see a lot of the action fights. You do see more, chaos happening, and you're like. You want to know what's happening within this chaos. You want to understand
Which would be weird, too, because this is in a time where renting videos wasn't really a thing.
Right.
So if you didn't see the first Star Wars, you'd have to wait for them to re-release it to view it again. So coming in to see a sequel and not knowing anything about the first would be a hard thing to do. So you got to really sell it, and I think Fox did it then.
Yeah, they ended up bringing it back what a lot of the first, fans loved about it, but capitalizing on your general public that maybe didn't go check it out, knew about Star Wars, and then didn't ever, like you said, have a chance to check it out on home video. So when this one came out, it's like, hey, the rest of you, let's go. They kind of popped it up a little bit. They upped the ante. Like you said, it sounded like a serial. Previously on, and it ended up, our hero of characters are now back for this. And they show a lot of them in dismay, a lot of them in pain in terms of, like, the story obviously is not going for them. The Empire is the one that is taking the control now, and even just a title at the end, The Empire Strikes Back, damn, yeah, that makes logical sense. The Empire isn't just going to run off and, oh my gosh, these guys came, these insurgents and rebels attacked us, oh, it's done. No, the Empire is going to lay waste to anybody that does what they just did. You just destroyed their doomsday weapon. Now they are on the run, and that's what I do love about Empire Strikes Back, is that they do kind of show you how not powerful the Rebel Alliance is. They are not as strong as we see them. And we see them when they show up to the Masai Temple before the Battle of Yavin, and they've got like this base and all these ships and stuff. And then here they're cowering in a ice planet on Hoth, far away, and just terrified that they're going to get wiped out.
2 fighters against a Star Destroyer?
And at a moment's notice, they got to run if the Empire comes. They are completely...
Because they know what they did.
Yeah, they've got no foundation when it comes to battling the Empire. And the Empire does not seem like it is going to let up at the moment. And then that Battle of Hoth takes place, and you're just in it. Like, the Battle of Hoth, to me, is the best ground battle between troops and transports and all that has ever taken place anytime in Star Wars, whether it's the video games or the movies. I love the Battle of Hoth when it comes to those snow speeders, and you got Wedge going out there and taking down the AT-ATs. You get the AT-ATs for the first time ever.
You get to see the amount of equipment that the Empire has. It's not just a couple ships flying around, a couple TIE fighters.
You see the AT-ST too, in the background. I don't remember if that was added for the special edition or not. I don't think it was, but that'd be awesome if it was in there originally and they were kind of pre-planning.
It's like they don't just have like you said, the TIE fighters. They don't just have this big space station. They have a military that they are in full force in this movie.
Snow troopers.
You do get to see a lot of different troopers that they have, like you said, the snow troopers, and then of course the other type of armory that they have. And I love the way that it starts off too, because they're on Hoth, they're on a different planet, obviously, because they can't be on Yavin, because the Empire knows that they're there, so they have to switch bases. They have to find themselves different places, and then of course all of a sudden you see the droid come up.
Yeah, the Imperial probe droid.
Yeah, the probe droid.
I love the sound of everything. The sound design of Star Wars is amazing.
And you're like, oh no, they found him again. They
gotta run.
See this. They gotta run again.
And you're too late.
Yep, and then they're already there.
But it's okay. Late. Dax got him.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dak. Take one.
You just said something very...
Take out the whole team.
You just said something very interesting about the whole sound for Star Wars in general. We didn't talk about that on New Hope, but what they came up with for the sound effects, that pretty much laid the foundation of all sci-fi sound.
Of course.
I also, like, when you're talking about the probe droid too, it's like it has such a distinct sound that but like even without looking, you'll be like, oh, I know exactly what kind of droid that is. Mm-hmm. So it's like they have the different, and the way that the AT-STs and the AT-ATs, or AT-ATs, AT-AT.
I call them AT-ATs.
You could do either way. AT-ATs too, that they have such a distinct like laser sounds on their own that you know exactly who's what type of.
You know which vehicle it is based on the
There you go,
audio and the
vehicle.
sound that's designed for them.
I was trying to find a more fancy way than vehicle, but vehicle works.
And I do love that we do get more deep into the story when it comes to the characters, because obviously you see whether they knew it or not, which obviously they did not, and Lucas can say whatever he wants when it comes to Luke and Leia. But I mean, there was this triangle that was starting to form between Luke, Leia, and Han. But in the end, I think the decision was right when it came to Leia and Han. It was supposed to be the scoundrel and the princess. Like, that makes the most sense. Luke is on his own journey, and that's what I love about this movie is even if at this time they didn't know which way they were going to go with that, including the whole kiss thing where they kiss again in the movie, trying to make Han Solo jealous, but Luke is on his own singular journey in this movie.
He really
Yeah,
is.
he is.
Now all I gotta do is find this Yoda. If he even exists.
When he goes to the Dagobah system.
Yeah, of course.
That's all on him. Half the movie is him by himself,
Yeah.
and then he comes back later to help his friends in Cloud City.
It's very a thought-provoking character analysis while he's on Dagobah. Something that you get in this film.
That's the first time I'm sorry to cut you off. That was the first time you really got to see what the Force is about.
Right,
How
yeah.
it interacts with individuals and how he can mess with his mind.
And it's an upgrade of Obi-Wan Kenobi, because you got one of the guys that's going to train you, you got the next level guy that's going to train you, and then in the third one, that's what's kind of lacking, is they don't really have that. It's mostly them just kind of answering to Luke, because Luke's going to do what Luke wants to do, which kind of backfired with the training because he's reckless.
Because he's gonna.
Like their backpack free from a hairy fun. Yeah, and
So good.
The implementation of Yoda when it comes to Frank Oz utilizing that Grover voice with the backwards speak.
Take it to him, I will. Yes, but now we must eat.
Yoda was a character. Yoda was an entity in the world of Star Wars. You believed it. And I love that that's what's happening with The Mandalorian. They're utilizing it once again, and it shows that no matter how much time has passed, in the words of Mac,
Shit don't change! Shit don't change!
Shit don't change. Shit don't change during Christmas. And it does, it proves it, because everything about the practical effects that they utilize, once again, the location shootings that they utilize, once again, and then of course giving us that one-upped level of story and places and people and things. The Empire Strikes Back really does that, and I didn't appreciate it as much as a kid, because I would like to play along with the movie, so I would play along with The New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi, and there wasn't as much for me to play along with as there was for the other two films, and I think that's what resonated with me growing up. But as a film fan watching later and just watching the design of this film and how it works out, especially that John Williams score, he had so many awesome tracks, the freaking asteroid chase, it's amazing! It's so good. The clash of lightsabers. You get the freaking Han and Leia's theme.
Imperial March.
The Imperial.
Yes.
You feel like it's such a part of the series. You forget that this is where it started, and you throw all that stuff together. It is, baby, you got a stew going for the perfect Star Wars film. They hit their stride in Empire Strikes Back.
I will too, because you have your original characters coming back from A New Hope, but then you also are adding more characters, and sometimes that can, make a movie not do as great, or because of the chemistry that these characters are going to have or not have between the characters that you already know and love. And I think that they did it very well. You have Lando, who is also kind of like that scoundrel, suave type. Person, you got that a little bit with Han Solo, but you're getting a little bit more with Lando, and he does it a little bit. He's got that cool feel to him. He's got class when he has to do it. So you have that character, and then of course you have Yoda, who is kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he's a little bit different in species, and you get a little bit more of the Jedi, what they're all about, guiding too. And then of course you have the ominous of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
So,
Boba Fett.
you don't really get a whole lot, but you do get a lot of
Boba.
him in this one too. You know, he's out to get Han Solo. He's out for that bounty on him, you know?
Yeah, but it shows which one is the badass out of all the bounty hunters, because they did show us all the bounty hunters. You ended up getting all the toys for him, IG-88, Dengar. And then, of course, the one that ends up finding them right off the bat, the one that floats away in the garbage, just like the freaking Han Solo, because they think the exact same way. Boba Fett, he's the one that rose above it. He's the one that caught him, and what if he dies? He means a lot to me, or he's worth a lot to me, and Empire will,
compensate you.
Yeah, compensate you if he dies. And that's what I love, is you see that in Star Wars more recently when it comes to the lore cracking open on Boba Fett. And back then we knew nothing forever. Forever. Yeah, not him personally, until we got to the prequels, and then now you know way too much. They went a different way with it. Sort of. But they fixed it, I think, with adding in the lore of the Mandalorians, and it helped Boba Fett only get stronger as a character, and I would still love to know more about it, but at the same time, what he gives us here, that ominous presence, and how he's concerned about his money. He's there to do his job. He's slick, he's cool, he's got a badass gun, especially the way he holds it. It just adds another great character that is minimal, because he doesn't say a whole lot and he doesn't do a whole lot. He's there for the last half of the movie, but you know what? He kills it. Everybody is in it for a portion, and they kill it when it comes to their addition and contribution to The Empire Strikes Back. And of course, the confrontation between good and evil does end up happening. You do get that battle between the student that isn't ready to battle Darth Vader, and it shows. He gets whooped. Gets his ass whooped, and we get a revelation, and we get a twist.
Get the greatest twist surprise of all time,
which is also the most quoted quote ever.
Misquoted at times as well.
That's true, but at the same time, you kind of already know, because Darth,
quoted quote,
misquoted
Vader,
quote ever.
Misquoted
Vader's father, so it's kind of interesting that, and then you go back and you realize, oh, that's why his name is Darth Vader.
Of course, yeah.
What's the quote?
I feel like I'm gonna mess it up now, because I'm gonna misquote it.
Yeah.
What's the quote, Travis?
No, I am your father.
It's not true. That's impossible.
So forever it's Luke, I am your father. But that's because, pop culture ends up taking it and they run with it. Lo la la lu Luke, I am your father, from Tommy Boy Lo la lu. But it's no. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No. I am your father. No. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Amazing. So amazing. And they give us another force power. Telepathic communication between Leia and Luke, and Vader and Luke.
True.
Being able to talk to each other. Something that would come up eventually far later in Star Wars. Before it was just a feeling, but it was implemented here that there are more capabilities when it comes to the Jedi that we don't even know
especially
yet.
when you get the Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Showing up in the beginning to help Luke. Luke almost died in the beginning of the movie. And if it wasn't for Obi-Wan kind of, telling him, actually, Obi-Wan didn't do shit. He just showed up and told him, go find Yoda. You'll be fine. Get up to my light. He didn't say anything. Han Solo did it all, so never mind. Obi, where were you on that one? Ben! Why didn't you tell me? That was later at the end. Right. But yes, Cloud City, Bespin, everything about it. The asteroid chase. You got the Minox. You got the asteroid slug. What is it? I think it was Robot Chicken.
I never get a spaceship. I never get anything.
Oh, damn it!
What is it?
I never get a spaceship. Never. I never get anything.
But pop culture again took this and they ran with the movie when it came to just all the visual cues, the quotes. It did end up becoming, a joke. I am your father.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Spaceballs even ended up utilizing it. But either way, guys, Empire Strikes Back, so much fun.
I'm going to say it, and it's going to be on videotape on YouTube for the world to see on record. Empire Strikes Back is my least favorite original Star Wars movie.
So out of the three?
Out of the three.
But that's what I said in the last video.
For you.
Yeah.
For me, it is, and I'm saying it here, You can't have the trilogy without this movie. In fact, you can't have the entire Star Wars universe without this movie.
Right.
I will
But
say
I won't watch it.
Just won't watch it? Why would you say that? Why would you even
I have
say
seen it
that?
100 times.
have
See,
to
here it
watch
is.
it.
Bring it on.
You have to watch it, Travis.
I've seen it a cajillion times, and I would continue to watch it. But if I
Okay.
have a choice, I would rather watch another one of these 3 movies.
If you saw it a cajillion times, it means you love it, and that's why you watch it over and again. I think you've seen it like 10 times.
The world may never know.
The thing went through kajiggers. But either way, guys, sound off down below. You just opened up a can of worms.
I'm sorry.
What did you guys think? Let us know down in the comments below. We are getting towards the Rise of Skywalker. Look for a review, spoiler review and non-spoiler review.
1 week away.
We're almost there. Thank you guys. You can like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram stuff.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kicking the party, feel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. Gets you those full episode watch-alongs for The Mandalorian. Also, check out our Mandalorian reactions available on our channel now. Thank you guys so much. And as always,
Now it's time to say goodbye.
Spoiler is over. Bye.
Bye.